Hi, my name is Mike. I'm making this video to document the installation of the Simple Hub Volt DM dash mount USB charger. Found this on Amazon.com. It was under some kind of weird file name or product name, pack something or other. It was briefly discussed on ColoradoFans.com website. Part number is IS43. You should be able to find it by searching for that number. And it was about $13. And what this is going to give me is this dash mount USB port for charging my phone. So right now, you'll see when I put my phone on the charger, and then I got this big cord running out of my cigarette lighter, or my 12 volt outlet down there, and it's just kind of unsightly having this cord laying all over the place, this big light up adapter and all that garbage. I looked at a couple different alternatives, but this seemed like the neatest, the cleanest way of doing it, making it look like it's factory installation. This product is only for charging. There was another model that has a corresponding port on the backside, and you could use it, for example, if your stereo has a USB input on the back, and then this would just sort of be like an extension thing, because you'll see some people that have the USB cord run into their glove box or whatnot, or hanging out on the floor. But if your stereo has a USB port and you want to try to make it look factory, then this looked like the best option. So I'm going to start by, I got to take my little bracket off here, and then I'm going to pull this bezel off. My little bracket, for anybody who wonders, is a Bracketron ink. It's just a little generic universal thing. It just clips into my heater vent, and it holds the phone very securely. Haven't had any problems with it falling out or anything. You'll see I also attached, and I think I just picked this up from Walmart. This isn't anything special here. It's just a little FM transmitter that I can plug into my phone if I want to play MP3s through my radio, because this stock factory radio doesn't have an auxiliary input, and I know there's ways to add one, but hey, I'm a cheap bastard. This thing was like $8. Works fine. I actually never use it since I got satellite radio. I listen to satellite radio all the time. It's got plenty of stations, plenty of stuff for me to listen to. So now let's get this bezel out of the way. Shut the phone off again and set it down. You can see the bezel's already starting to come off, but I need two hands. Okay, by starting at the bottom, I was able to pull the bezel completely free. It did take a little bit of work. Now I've got to come back behind and disconnect these cables from my flashers and my 4x4 controls and whatnot. Okay, that bezel is out, and I'm going to measure this here in just a minute. But it does look like I'm going to have just enough space here on the back side, right here, to mount my USB port. My other option would be to put it down here somewhere, but since you can see where I put my phone, having it right up here is just the shortest distance, and then that'll, allow me to, I keep it charged. I use the GPS on that phone and everything all the time. Since no good job on a General Motors car with tons and tons of plastic would be without something breaking, this little piece decided that it didn't want to come disconnected without breaking, so I'll just super glue this back together here in a hot minute. Suppose you could always pick up another button for $1 or $2, but yeah, super glue. Okay, so now I just quickly starting to prep my USB port. Came with this hideous mounting thing that I had to take this out of the package and then get this all the way down off the wire. But well, you can see it's pretty compact installation. This looks like the power inverter or whatever device regulates the power. And that's just got an inline fuse. Not a lot of wire, maybe a couple feet. A little bit more here. Trying to decide where I was going to power it from. I could either try to tap in from the back of the stereo or tap in from one of the cigarette lighters down there below. I'm going to see which is easier to get to. I think the cigarette lighters, if I can get them out, or if I can get to them behind here, that would be, I would rather do that rather than mess with this factory stereo, even though I know it's only 4 bolts and I can probably splice right in, 3 bolts, splice right into the wires going to the back of the stereo. Let's check out the cigarette lighters first. Well, they don't make it very easy to get to any of this wiring back here. So what I just did to power my device is take a couple of these, sort of like a Scotch clip, and they're just spliced on. Back here to the 12 volt in the ground line going to that cigarette lighter. Didn't give me any extra wire to work with. Made this much more difficult than it needed to be. But then you can just put a spade terminal on there. So the next thing to do is, before I start drilling holes, test it and make sure it works. There we can see it's I got my little charge light, so it's charging my phone. And this is just you know, obviously everything's just sort of hanging out here, but you can see there's the cord going into the little USB adapter, and then I just hung everything down here, plugged it in under there. So now next thing to do is going to be to drill my hole and get this all mounted up properly. Alright, and here's my hole drilled. Should have done this outside, except it's raining out, so didn't have much options. Of course, I made a mess in my car, but I already test fit it once, and it turns out something I didn't notice at first. The little adapter, it's got this notch on it here, this piece sticking out, so I had to cut a little extra on the side to accommodate that piece. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. You can see what I did. I hooked my Dremel up to my power inverter and just Dremeled a hole right through it. Went through real easy. This plastic is super soft, but now I'm just going to mount it up. There it is, all mounted up. The color matches perfectly. It's about as close as you're going to get to a appearance of a factory mount USB port. Now let's just put it all back together. The hole, by the way, that you need. Sorry, battery's almost dead. Just wanted to point out that the hole needs to be just big enough for this piece to slide through. Here it is, connected to power. All I gotta do is just tuck it right up back here. Fits plenty of space. Make sure you run your wire through here so that it doesn't interfere with the heat vents or anything like that. Looks like this is for a key, presumably for the ones that had the passenger side airbag disabled with a key. They just left that hole there for the lock cylinder. And that's it. Install is all done. I could probably benefit from a little bit shorter USB cable, but other than that, I'm pleased with this. Charging my phone just like I wanted it to, and I don't have cords hanging all down there on my floor. If I wanted to put a little CB radio or something down there, you know, I might do that. I don't anticipate that this is going to cause a whole lot of draw. You know, 500 milliamps or whatever to charge a phone, so it shouldn't affect anything having to do with my cigarette lighter down there, and then let's make sure it's still getting power. Yep, that's still getting power. So everything's good. If you notice, my steering wheel changed appearance halfway through this video. That's because I put on one of these size C original sport grip thingamajigger. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. As you can see, that's about as factory looking a USB port as you're going to get in a Chevy Colorado. And I hope you like it. Thanks.